Hello guys, welcome back to the cryptoxhunters channel. Today is day 16 of the 21 days challenge of blockchain fundamentals. So today we're going to be answering questions on accounting, finance, music, film and creativity industries, and lastly advertisement. So stick with us for the next couple of minutes and let's dive deeper into these topics. So, homework on accounting. In this section, we have two questions. Question number one, Lego. How can blockchain help verify that documents like invoices from the past has not been modified? Well, if the invoices get uploaded to the blockchain, since we know that anything that comes into the blockchain is immutable, this is a very secure way of knowing that the documents have not been changed, because if the invoices get modified, the hash number is also going to change. So this is a very good way or a good use case for blockchain in accounting. Question number two, what could be potential incentives for businesses to move their accounting onto the blockchain? Well, I think it's mostly going to be from the first place from regulators. So if the government brings a law that all accounting documents needs to be done via the blockchain, this is going to push the accounting structure in this sector then. And from another point of view, let's say using blockchain could also be a good PR strategy for the first auditing companies that adapts this technology in a matter of speaking. And of course, if transparency becomes a priority and accounting companies wants to maintain a good reputation, they might well be incentivized to use or to adapt blockchain as soon as possible. So those were the questions on accounting. Next up is finance. So homework on finance, two questions here as well. Question number one, how could blockchain improve the efficiency of the stock exchange? Three solutions or three ways. Blockchain speeds up the transaction and exchange of value process. So blockchain also cuts the middleman or the unnecessary middlemen and the cost, and also allows peer-to-peer transaction to take place. And the third one is blockchain also automates the transaction process via or through smart contracts. Question number two, in what way is Bitcoin a solution to hyperinflation? Well, the first way, I'll start by saying Bitcoin's inflation is transparent to everybody. So it's not like in some countries where overnight you will just see that the value has gone down because the currency, the X currency has been inflated so that the worth is, let's say, zero or something. So with Bitcoin, that is not the case. With Bitcoin, there is only going to be 21 million Bitcoins, and it is made in such a way that every 10 minutes every 10 minutes a new Bitcoin is mined. And when we reach the 21 million, that is where the inflation process, if you can call it that way, that's where it's going to reach its max cap. So that is the big difference, and it is also a solution because it gives you a sense of stability, in my view. So those were the questions on homework on finance. Next are questions on homework on music, film and creativity industries. Here we have three questions. Question number one, how could we enforce the database, making sure that nobody claims ownership over song they didn't create? Well, to determine the ownership of something like a song, this can be done by the person who created the song. He or she should just own the private keys of the content or the song that they upload to the database. And not only that, it can also be proven by the origin of the footprint. So let's say like the IP, like you can own the private keys, and you can also show that the IP address that you used is yours in a matter of speaking. Which brings us into question number 2. What should happen if a second person would try to upload a song to ownership database which is already there? So theoretically it shouldn't be possible, but practically it is. And it's also a bit of a problem to solve, but this just means that there is room for innovation in this, in the finding of this solution. Question number 3. What benefits can we see from micropayments in the industry? Let me say, artists could be paid for every second or every moment of their music, or content creators could also be paid for their content. Just in that sense, I mean, like, let's say content creators are bloggers, YouTubers, people like me. Not only that, but also people who view the content could also be paid, and that can happen just by, let's say, like the interaction, right? Like you giving your attention and you're interacting and you're leaving good feedback. You can also be rewarded for that. This is all possible because fractions of a cent could be fragmented in a way, in such a way that all these payments can happen in one single transaction. And this is of course all thanks to payment channels. If you think about Visa, this is, you cannot even dream about having such a system with Visa. So like I said, platforms could be created where content creators and also content consumers could be rewarded for their time. Let me say content creators for their content, and content consumers for their attention and feedback, in a matter of speaking. You cannot even imagine this with YouTube, but let's say, for example, I recommend checking out Steemit, because Steemit is such a platform where content creators get rewarded for their content. So also follow us on Steemit. Yes, thank you. And of course you have DTube, and you have Mithril. You have such promising platforms coming out where all these micro payments are going to be possible. So that was it for homework on music, film and creative industries. The last one, homework on advertisement. And here we have 2 questions. Question number 1, how can blockchain solve the issue with fraudulent views on ads? So with the current ways that ads are being handled, we cannot trust if the ads are viewed by humans or robots. So all this data you cannot trust, and you also always have to rely on third parties like Google, Facebook, or whatever big advert company that you're using in a sense. And you also cannot verify the transparency of the statistics. And of course with blockchain, all these problems are balled out. Question number 2, how do you think this will change the social media industry? Let me say the change can actually be found in the shift of power. What I mean by that is when people start realizing that if you're using a platform where you don't have to pay, let me say money, you don't have to pay for, then you have to realize that you are the product in a sense. You are always, there is nothing free, as a matter of speaking. So if you're not paying for it, then you're the product. And in the case of Facebook, like, okay, Facebook is free, right? But maybe you ask yourself, what are you paying then with? And I think now it's not a secret anymore that everybody knows that what you're paying with is your privacy. And as long as people don't understand that privacy is very, very important, and there is a lot of value in privacy, this is going to slow down the progress of advertisements in this manner. Let me say, once people start realizing that privacy is very, very important, there is big value in privacy, then they'll be more aware of how to deal with their privacy, and also they'll also be aware on how to monetize their privacy, because now there are the big companies who are monetizing our privacy, because we are not like really educated on that matter, in the matter of speaking. So I think this is very, very important for people to realize, and of course it's going to take time. Not everybody is going to realize this, but as time comes, the change will also come. So let me just say, it is very, very, very important. Privacy is very, very, very important. It's not because you are not a terrorist that means that anybody can just enter your life and view everything you're doing any way they want. Like, based on your behavior on social media, this is how analytic companies know how to target you, because they know you like this, for example, and before you know it, the next day or after 5 minutes later, after you've commented on something you like, you see advertisements of that coming to you. So privacy is very, very important. I cannot say that enough. Privacy is very, very important. So those were the questions for today's topics. To round up, I'll say we touched 4 topics. We touched accounting, we touched finance, we touched music, film and creative industries, and we touched advertising or advertisement. So that was it for today, guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you have any thing you like to add, or if I said something wrong, please leave down comments below, or correct me, or add to what I just said. We are all here to learn. We are here to evolve into the new paradigm that is upon us. That was it for today. So if you like what you heard, if you like the content, I would say spam the likes, share the video, interact, share your thoughts, and subscribe and become an ex-hunter. So that was it for today. I'm Victor and I'm checking out. See you on day 17.